Hey, I'm Dan, and this is my physics project, which I did on the physics of the spinning top, which if you don't know what a spinning top is, it is this thing, and when you spin it on a surface like this, for example, and you spin it, it will not fall over, right? See that? It doesn't fall over and hit this surface. But when you just leave it here, and it's not a spinning top, it's just a regular top, and you try to make it stand up, it will always fall over. And that is quite confusing. Why will this top not fall over when it's spinning like that, right? For example, we look at that, it's not falling over. But when it's just trying to stand up upright, it falls over. That's quite confusing. But there's an answer, and it comes in the form of physics. Now, I like to show this. So if this were, for example, if we were to use this flashlight to demonstrate the z-axis, the vertical axis, so it's the perfectly upright axis, that is how this top wants to spin. So this top, it always wants to spin in that position. In an ideal world, this top would always be perfectly upright, like the z-axis. But it's not an ideal world. So this top is going to be tilted a little bit. If I were to spin this, you can see a little bit there how the top, it's tilting. It's not perfectly upright like this. It's tilting to the side a little bit, and it's always trying, but it is always trying to get back to this perfect position on the z-axis. It's always trying to get back. If you notice, if you watch that, you can see how it's not perfect, but it's always fighting to get back to that position. It never will, but it's always trying to. So I like to draw a little bit of a demonstration here to show you what it would look like from a top-down view. A top-down view. So here's the top, right? And from this view. So if you're looking at it spin, and it's spinning, the view coming down here. So if I were to draw a circle to demonstrate the top, for example, and if we took a point on this, here's where angular velocity comes in. If we were to take a point on the circle, if you can see this, and you show where the angular velocity is pointed, it's always pointed up, right? So that would mean the top would just fall over. But it won't because of this topic called precision, I believe it's pronounced. And it dictates that the top will always want to spin about its z-axis, the vertical axis, like that. So the top always wants to get back to that perfect vertical position, which means there's going to be a force that points inward, which is going to mean that this will always be coming in a circle, which will lead the top to always be standing up, pretty much, which is a pretty cool thing.